All right, let's go to this clip we've got. Let's talk about Redbar talking about Chad Zumock. Now, this is very interesting because Chad has been asking for Redbar's attention because,
mistake.
Chad, well, here's what happened. Chad and Patrick Melton, who are kind of like the same guy, they both do like lie bits where they act like something big's happening, but it's totally a work. And everyone knows they're lying, but they think that they're tricking people. It's really weird. And they both have the same kind of audience where they're both kind of watching like this and going, what is this fucking goofball going to pull out of his ass next time?
Buffoon.
So then they have a falling out. Remember when they were the Moron Twins together?
Yeah.
And then the Moron Twins had a falling out because that's what the Moron Twins do. They were going to take down Steel Toe, remember? Those two were banding together and they were going to wipe out Steel Toe. They were going to eliminate this show. And the two of them combined don't equal the amount of views we have every month.
But they do equal a heart problem.
They do equal heart problems. So, and I mean, Patrick Melton's at the point now where he's acknowledging that Steel Toe rescued his show and gave him views. He acknowledged, it's up on Twitter, I think Misery Loves Clips tweeted it, that he said, yeah, I was only getting 100 views before, I got the Steel Toe bump. And he said, thank you, which I accept. You're welcome. I do it for a lot of people. I'm a generous and giving God. So Chad and him have this clash. Redbar destroyed Melton. I mean, it sent him into hiding, for fuck's sake. The guy still blurs his house on Google Maps and pays services to remove his information off the internet. I mean, Redbar fucked this guy up badly. And this new audience that he's grabbed from like the Chad stuff hasn't kind of dug into this lore yet. And when they do, I think they'll be kind of embarrassed that they ever got into that. Well, Zumock saw that Mike's Scars Club YouTube account was in his chat one day. Now, I don't think Mike runs that account.
I don't either.
I think that's just a clip channel.
Yeah.
Well, they said, Chad, if you hate Melton, talk to me and we'll get something going. I can tell you this, listening to Mike David as long as I have, Mike David would never say that to anybody.
Nope.
Mike David, when it comes to podcasting, is North Korea. He doesn't have any friends. He doesn't want any friends. He's got a wife, a disease, a show, a dog, and that's it. That's all he's got that's close to him. His autoimmune disease, his dog, his wife, and his show. He's not interested in anything else.
Booze.
Booze. He and Chad have that in common.
That is true.
But so Redbar never went into Chad's chat and asked him to team up against Melton. Redbar has nothing to prove when it comes to Melton. He's beaten that into the ground. It's dead.
Not only that, I don't think Redbar's going slumming with Chad Zumock.
Well, that's interesting. You should say that because Mike David happens to agree with your take.
Right.
Now, Redbar and I went back and forth. Redbar and I considered it very sportly. He hammered the shit out of us. We beat the living fuck out of him. He said some very nasty things about us. I said some remarkably nasty shit about him. I believe when it comes to Redbar back and forths, I believe we were one of the few, and there's been others, but we're one of the few that gave as good as we got. We never backed down. We never said, oh, we'd stop. He's a piece of shit. We just said, okay, you want to shit on us? We'll shit back on you. You're dying. Your show's losing members. You had to take a year off, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Oh, you and your wife are dog shit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool.
Thanks.
And then it kind of went away. He kind of just stopped, and it wasn't fun because we weren't giving him what he wanted. Well, now he's found Chad, and Chad has literally been begging for Redbar's attention.
Be careful what you ask for.
You would think that. You would think that all it takes to get Redbar's attention is go, Redbar, 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 like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
As exhilarating as it can be for a broadcaster to be able to go up. I saw it as sparring. I saw it as I get to go and trade punches with Mike David. This is fucking cool. To ask for it and have Mike David look at you and go, nah, that's got to be humiliating.
That has to be worse.
Mike,
somehow.
let me give you an idea of something. Mike David will pick on the guy who played Donkey Lips, for fuck's sake. You don't get much lower than the guy who played Donkey Lips.
Michael Ray Bauer is a sweet boy.
He's a sweet boy. He's great, whatever. But still, Mike David will pick on him. Listen to what he says about the idea of teaming up with Chad Zumock against Melton or working against Chad Zumock. Holy shit.
Or bring up Chad Zumock on the show, and there's a reason for that. He falls below the line of that's a low line.
I have never seen Mike David say that he won't mock someone.
Right.
because they're beneath his line.
Oh.
That has to be the lowest line in the history of podcasting.
Oh, that makes my cheeks hurt. I'm smiling so hard. I've never heard that.
Redbar won't go after Chad Zumock because he's too low. Hey, you know who's not too low to get Redbar's attention?
Us.
Steel Toe. Redbar had a back of a... We probably went 3 rounds with Mike. He fired the first shot by telling his bring back group, you like that show and you're banned from here. I'm not allowing it. So we fucked on him. Then he fucked on us. Then we fucked on him back. And then he soft fucked on us by playing a funny clip of us saying he's great. And that's to me when I knew, okay, this is for sport now. We can ease up a little bit.
He says we are in the obeyment list, I'm assuming.
No. He just played a clip of us saying like, yeah, we may shit on Redbar, but, you know, he's great at the thing he does. You know, and he was doing that with Chrissy and a couple of other people. Just kind of a funny bit that he did. And I went, okay, I can ease off my shit now. I don't have to go as hard because he's fucking goofing around. We're in the goof around stage now. Well, Chad can't even get into the shitting on you phase. And I think this might be the most devastating treatment anyone's ever received from Redbar. A guy who's asking for it and can't get it. Ugh. Mike David can't be bothered with the likes of Chad Zumock.
That's lower than Denny, lower than Melton. He is so uninteresting.
I want to point that part out too. Lower than Denny, lower than Melton, indicating that those two are the lowest 2 on his list. You know who's not that low on the list?
Steel Toe.
Steel Toe. Oh, wonderful. I'll play my own sound effect. There you go. The Redbar's holy trinity of dick shit awful fools. Chad, Denny, Melton. That puts us somewhere up here away from that muck and mire and dog shit. I really like Mike. Thanks for the endorsement.
Mike's looking better too. He looks more filled out suddenly, like he's putting on some of his weight.
Oh, because I was going to say he's looking really skinny.
Really? I think he looks better now than when he came back.
Yeah, all the best.
To us, that we just couldn't care.
Someone says Chad Zumock has been threatening to live watch Redbar's Melton coverage. Maybe that's where it comes from.
Well, Chad, you better keep my name out your mouth.
We will strike your
Or, yes,
down.
we'll just strike. We'll do it all dirty. We'll get all the fans to just take away your living.
So he's clearly making fun of Kevin Brennan there with the strikes and everything else. Oh, man. So he's like, Chad, just don't talk about us. We don't want to talk about you. The guy who's been the most poisonous, what's the word they use? Toxic piece of shit on the internet. I mean, this guy is not only the most toxic fucker out there, but he's bred a bunch of wannabe toxic people also. Like, I think, you know, in many ways, like Win by 2 is a Redbar clone. Melton became a Melton had this weird thing where he got killed by the vampire that is Mike David. So he like had to become a Mike David imitator, which is very strange.
Okay.
And now I wonder, like, is Chad maybe avoiding the bite so he doesn't have to become one too?
No, you give way too much credit to a Chad Zumock. He doesn't think shit out at all.
No. I'm not saying he's thinking.
He has
I'm saying
idea what he's doing.
No, Mike controls Chad's destiny in his hands.
Well, that's not surprising.
And
but
Mike David looked up at Chad Zumock and he goes, no, bring me something better. This is not worth my time. Mike David's looking at the disease he has and the shape he's in, and he's looking at a Chad Zumock and he goes, do you know what precious time I have left on this earth? Do you think I'm going to waste it with a Chad Zumock? Out you go.
No matter how much time you have left in your life, you should never waste it on a Chad Zumock.
How bad does it fucking suck that you beg for Redbar's attention? Like, you lobby for Redbar to make you a part of his show. He acknowledges that you're doing it and then passes on you. Oh, that is fantastic. And like I've always said with Chad, Once you think you've got the greatest news story in the world, he goes and does something that tops the news story you haven't even gotten to yet. His show today, which we're going to show you tomorrow during overtime, is the funniest thing. He got blackout drunk this afternoon. His stream lasted 10 minutes. The dumb drunk accidentally turned it off and then told and instead of just coming back on and admitting that he's a drunk that hit the wrong button, he made up a story that his power went out and that he would start streaming as soon as the power came back on. He never restreamed again. Right. He lied.
That's good.
You hear that? There will be no back and forth. You're not getting any airtime on this Red Bar. You're too low. But we will take away your livelihood behind the scenes with our guys, and we'll get you in trouble with the cops. We'll get you no money. That's what these guys run on, the little money they make. So
I really do like how smarmy he is sometimes.
You're not, you want to have a little back and forth. It would have killed you. I wish Red Bar would have done this. I wish Mike David would have said, because this would have killed Chad and probably killed Patrick too. If Mike would have went, you want to go a few rounds with me like I did with Steel Toe? Well, you're not worth what I gave Steel Toe. And Chad would be like, well, that's it. I'm tying a belt and I'm finding a strong ceiling fan, and that's it for me. To hear Mike David say you're not worth Steel Toe attention.
You don't think Chad can do better than a belt? You don't think he can turn this shit around?
Well, I just meant leather because of the weight. You know, it's got to support him.
And I mean,
that's all there will be to that.
Dollars out of my personal savings have gone into Chad Zumock's chat. I'm paying all of his bills at this point.
And to scare Melton like that, you know, after all that he's been through.
Don't
How dare
do
you?
anything to Melton, Chad, or the super chats are going away.
Yeah.
So now you're Melton, and Red Bar pities you so much because of what he did to you that he's like, don't scare him after what he's been through. Treating him like he's like a rescue animal. Or like an R-word victim.
Yeah, but you know what's sick, though, is like Chad's going to sit and watch this and he'll play it and he'll be like, well, even Red Bar just mentioning me on his episode is going to get my name all over the place in his chat. You know, now people know my name, so that's still advertising. And then Patrick's going to sit there and be like, "Oh, see, he's defending me."
Yeah.
You know,
he better not. You can't.
Stop. They'll find any little thing to be like, "That's an Owen, man."
You can't say that, because if you say, "Look, he's defending me," that's such a cuck move. That's you basically saying, the guy who ripped my guts out in front of the entire world. Look, I'm being protected now. That's like the ultimate. That's you being Vichy France at that point.
Yeah.
Drunk on Cringe says, I remember making a Red Bar clip and putting it on YouTube. No chance. Red Bar truly is the master of striking. No chance. And I uploaded FIFA videos without a problem. I mean, that clip was on Reddit. I guess it's harder to get shit taken down off Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit, honestly, is besides Twitter, I would say it's one of the biggest cesspools I've ever seen. They don't give a shit what is up there.
Kip Smith says Chad will clout chase Mike David and get destroyed. I'll say this, guys. I'll say this in Chad's defense. You can't destroy him.
No.
He's dead. Like, he's done. Like, there's no how are you going to destroy him? Is he going to live in a different Kevin Brennan fan's apartment?
What is dead may never die.
Yeah, what is dead may never die. He's a dead man walking. You can't do anything to him. He's a fucking podcasting zombie. So I will say that, Kip Smith. I will correct you and say he's not going to get destroyed. He can't be. Triple N says Melton holding Red Bar's pocket. Someone else told you that April, he's not that smart. I mean, he's not. These people are like fish. Remember, they just kind of swim around and go.
I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what I said.
Jacques Cass says, didn't Stuttering John do the same thing with Red Bar that Chad did regarding allying with Mike David to take down someone else? Yeah, I remember that.
He would be a go-to for people like that because Red Bar will pick apart anybody who he deems deserving of said treatment.
Well, no.
So, I mean...
Red Bar will play both sides against each other because it entertains him.
I know.
Like, he'll just be on Team Chad and then Team Melton and Team Chad, then Team Melton.
Thank you.
Delco Lou says, I highly doubt Mike David's wife is donating money to Chad Zumock. Yeah.
It's not her.
It's so funny to watch that MLC crowd just think that if people type a name into their YouTube that it's got to be that person. That would be like us saying, "Oh, Andrew Tate loves our show." No, that's not Andrew Tate, and no, that's not Jules David.
No, that's been like the longest running joke in
Yes.
YouTube Super Chats is the Jules David.
Scarface with $4.99 says Chad is at a Home Depot right now purchasing some static rope on someone else's credit card.
Don't put that on some old man.
Oh, yeah. Poor guy's got to pay for it now. Zen Rhino says all you have to do is strike attempt is point out that it's fair use and that's how he does his show is playing other people's clips. He's never succeeded in striking me. Yeah, we did that with who's the wrestling guy that tried to strike us and we just wrote to YouTube and like this is
Wrestling
clearly
guy?
fair use. Star Maker Bolin. Remember Kenny Bolin?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I really did forget about him.
We were making fun of him and
Is he
tried.
okay?
Yeah, he's just fat. We
So
tried.
no.
Yeah, we tried to make fun of him, and he copyright struck us, and we just wrote, this is fair use, and YouTube was like, you're good. Drunk on Cridge says, yeah, Reddit is fine. The thing is, you can't make money off Reddit. Hence, why people try to upload Red Bar clips to YouTube. He only allows certain uploaders. Well, how about this? That was fair use. We commented on it. We had more of our content than his playing, and I'll put the thing up and not monetize it. Or I'll monetize it and he can do whatever he wants with it.
I can't agree that Reddit is fine. I mean, I've heard from other streamers out there besides like our own subreddit. Like I've heard from a lot of other people that there's some seriously
No.
vile
He
shit.
means fine in terms of you can't get stuff taken down off
he
of
means
there.
you can put stuff up there.
Yeah,
and it won't- Okay.
yeah.
I was going to say Reddit's not fine.
Kasha
That's
says, yeah,
apparently.
Red Bar's not a good broadcaster. Can only stand a couple of minutes of him. You got to dig in for the long haul if you're good. You can't listen to 10 minutes of Red Bar. It won't go anywhere.
He used to be perfect for me at my old job. Like once the Steel Toe show would be over and then I'd hop right on to Red Bar and then I've got the entire workday covered. It's over.
Kip Smith says, destroyed mentally. Chad won't be able to handle that level of back and forth. Maybe. It's hard to say how that would. Well, I mean, we'll never know how that would work out because, as Red Bar just said, Mike David said, I can't be bothered with this fucking guy.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. P.A. Cheddar says, I knew my daughter hated me from the day she was born. She wouldn't say a word to me. Jack and Cough says, I meant keep talking about Chad and Redbird. Okay.
Redbird.
Smokeout Prod says, Stuttering Joe wanted to team up with Red Bar to take down Anthony Cumia. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
What?
he reached out to Red Bar. But like Red Bar likes going after people on his own. If you try to get Red Bar on your team, that's like trying to get Emotep on your team.
Red Bar's the guy who doesn't need a team. He's fine. He does it on his own.
Yeah. Gothy Tooth Last Tooth Fund. No, it just works better, and it drives him more nuts when we don't say anything about him. He's desperately tried for our attention and failed. I think that works better, and it's funnier to me. And we still double his views, so I'm happy. Zen Rhino says, channels that live by playing other people's content and commenting on news stories but get pissed when other people share their content are ridiculous. Yeah, I would agree with that.